All right, and we are live, baby.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Super Critical, the interactive FPV show. My
How's
name
it
is
going?
DadBodDadBod. This is Dan Z. It's going awesome.
It's been a long weekend. We've had some very busy lives. Very
Yeah.
busy weekend. Very fun weekend. But yeah.
So it's good to be here. This is our anniversary show. It's been, I think, 1 or 2 days over a year since our first episode. And, we have a lot of good stuff to talk about and videos to watch.
That's crazy to me, because I still remember thinking, like, what the hell am I going to do a live stream for? Like, why would I do a live stream? I'm not going to do this live stream, and then here we are a year later.
Didn't we say we were going to do, like, 4? It was either 4 or 6 episodes. 4? I think it was 4. We were like, let's do 4 episodes and just give it a shot.
Oh, yeah. Like, let's just see what happens.
Yeah, let's just see.
I think I remember something, because I was so unsure of whether or not to do this thing. And then, here we are, man. And I see some people in the chat. Danish Stallion. Nay! Myopic. What's up, Brett? And then Flexo 3D. What's up, baby? How's everybody doing out there?
I hope everyone's good. Say what's up in the chat. Let friends know. So we always kind of get warmed up by watching. Hey, Fuse. More about you in a little bit. By watching some videos of folks that you guys, we think that you should be watching and are just fun to watch. So Danzy, who is up first?
All right. Up first, probably a controversial figure. But if you strip the art away from the artist, you've got a hell of an amazing piece of flying.
Is this that new frame?
Yes.
It was Toilet Tank.
Yep. Vanover's been flying with PWX and Ehack a lot, and they've got him on that Toilet Tank life.
So I heard him talking about the pricing of the frame, and it's not going to be lower than $60, is what he said.
Oh, really?
He thought it would be 60 was a good minimum price for his frame.
To me, that feels like the most sensible price for a frame. Once you start going above that, to me, I'm like, this seems kind of silly. But that's my personal opinion, because I know there are a lot of people out there that really like flying the, like, premium, the Apexes and what else is out there that's like $100 frame? The Pirate frames, which are awesome, and they have things on them that are amazing. Like, I like how the Pirate frames have aluminum screws, but they're Torx bit so that they don't strip out. So that it gives you those that weight savings.
Oh, I never thought. Yeah. Okay. Because I use that. What are they called? The cap screws for that reason. The hex head cap screws, because if they do strip out, I can grab them with pliers really easily.
Mm-hmm.
But that torque insert is interesting. And then you could get like a button head screw, and then you could not. It doesn't have to be out of steel.
Yeah.
Matt King's out there. What's up, Matt King? Twan. And Jinx,
what's up,
of
baby?
course. What's up, Jinx?
Jinx. What's up, baby?
So Jay and I were talking right before we started the live stream, and I was talking about how I'm kind of in this mode where I'm like thinking about how can I get more noticeable gains. I didn't say that, Dan, but that's basically what I was saying. I was like, Vanover, in my opinion, is probably the best right now. This video that we're talking over, and not like oohing and awing, because we've already talked about this a lot. But this is an amazing testament to his skill, in my opinion. And I just think there might be one pilot who could challenge Vanover for the crown of like most consistent, most skilled freestyle pilot. But I was like, man, I want to try his build. I just want to see if it's better. Oh, that is that part right there. And at the end of the run, and I guess like he had so much good shit in this that he could have just whatever. It was whatever, but that he nailed it.
I would have been super psyched on this flight all the way up to the point of that crazy dive. But yeah, and like also just being able to witness it firsthand at Rampage. Like Vanover showed up and would knock things out like that.
He'd be like, "Oh, what's that trick you're going for?" And he'd see you attempt it or he'd talk about it. He's like, "Oh, that's a good idea." And then he'd like nail it like 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, I want to get it cleaner. I want to get it faster. What if I do this?" It was like,
yeah. Or the power loop through the school bus thing, through the little openings to the school bus. He did it like, I think second try, something like that. I mean, dude, the guy he's ridiculously good.
He's. I think I said it earlier this week. I was like, it's like effortlessly good. And
yes.
And my thought is, if I really, as a pilot, want to improve my skills, it'd be ridiculous for me to ignore like the things he does. Mm-hmm. It's like he's dropping knowledge and suggestions all the time, and I've stubbornly like not paid attention. And it's like, why I don't need to fly like Vanover. Like I don't need to fly his style, but I do like a lot of his consistency and his technical skill.
Right.
And I'm not trying to emulate him, but I'm like, I want to just get better, and ignoring him out there as a resource is just dumb. So anyways, that's Vanover. That's Alex Vanover.
That's Vanover.
You guys should be watching him. Who else should we be looking at?
I have a Frenchie, another Frenchie, man. I feel like the FPV scene in France, they crank out some good ones. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about France, but they have good freestyle dudes out there.
It's in the water.
This is Ehack Visuals, and Zulu posted a video from this spot. But this is Ehack has a different approach to it, and it's super fun. It kind of reminds me of that It's Ken guy.
I don't know who that is.
He posts a lot of stuff, I think, on Instagram mostly, but he does a lot of this style where it's just flying through bandos at speeds and shooting a bunch of gaps.
I do have to comment.
This is consistent.
This is what?
This is consistent too.
Yes. I have to comment though. The video quality. This is another thing that I was talking with Dan before this. The video quality of this video compared to the last one we just watched is noticeably better.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like this one is so. And I think the lighting was good at the drone part. And I think Vanover was using his session 5.
Yeah, he's stubbornly stuck on that session.
And this is not a session 5.
No, I believe this is an Action 2, but I'm not 100% sure. It could be a GoPro.
But was that set to auto exposure right there?
I mean, there is some sort of. I would have to look at it more closely.
Because when he came out, and the only reason I'm not saying this is a jab. I'm just trying to. I was expressing to Dan that I might be open to the idea of learning more on how to use my camera equipment to get a better result in the name of improvement.
It's only taken a year, Franco, for me to finally break through to you.
And I'm not saying you've done it yet. I'm just saying we're edging closer. But I just noticed as he came from the interior to the exterior, there was that flash. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So maybe.
So yeah, there's a little bit of that exposure breathing there. I think, especially when flying a bando, to have an ISO range, you basically have to have it.
I'm going to learn things like what ISO range means. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. Broccoli in the chat was saying that we need to watch Mika, and we have featured Mika on here multiple times before. Mika shreds. I like him a lot.
What's up, Broccoli? Thank you for the coin, the Broccoli coin.
Yeah.
That went to Fifth World Hustler. And for the prettiest drone, we decided to make that the prettiest drone because Broccoli is in the frame business.
Mm-hmm.
With his, what is it, the Ready Player One? The Player One?
Player One, or Ready Player One or Player One? I don't.
Ready Player One is the
exactly.
movie, and I think Player One's the name of the frame. So if you guys want to look at some pretty frames, that should hold up in some bando situations, check out my man Broccoli. But thank you for that coin. That was fun to give away.
Yeah.
And before we talk about the rest of the comp, I did want to. We announced it yesterday, but I wanted to announce it on the live stream. There's been a person who's just been so awesome and been so supportive, and there's been a lot of very supportive, very awesome people. But this person is hella cool, and he lives around us, and we've flown together. And he's just a really nice person, and he's fun to hang out with. But then he also was like, hey, I made this thing, and could you guys use it? And it was the thumb and an Instagram post, and he's just made all of our artwork. And week after week. And it's been, for me, it's like, oh, okay, cool. We're not using some dumb freeze frame of our faces. And it's like, yeah, it's kind of like a legit thing. And there's a post.
It's a super legit thing. His artwork is really, really good.
It's really good. And there's been comments on people who are like, oh, this is just good artwork. And he just decided, he's like, here's a gap, and I got a skill. And I like what you guys are doing. So that's Jinx FPV, and we've thanked him profusely, but we thought, you know what, this dude's down and supportive, and he helps in his own way and fills up the gaps. And we were like, dude, let's just put this guy down with the super critical. So we invited Jinx FPV to be our the third person in the super critical squad. So welcome aboard, Jinx FPV. It's great to have you. So we just wanted to announce that we were super excited about that.
Yeah, and I think that this comes from the heart. That we just got to hit Jinx with that.
You get no heads up on shit here. Yeah. So thank you, Jinx, very much. Congrats. We're happy to have you, or congrats to us for making you official finally. So we had the game of FPV that happened yesterday at Miller Meadow RC Airplane Flying Field, and that's in Forest Park, Illinois. It's open from sunup to sundown. It's free to go. RC Checkerboard is the AMA club who maintains the place. And
they do a very nice job. They have a very nice field.
And we made it nicer by putting up some semi-permanent freestyle obstacles. There's a double dive gate, single dive gate. There's an elevated gate with a 20-inch gap in it, tunnel, and people are looking at the field now and saying, what if we did this? What if we did this? There's a trippy flagpole, and I'm super proud of it. So we had the game of FPV there. And on that double dive gate, I want to thank all of the GoFundMe supporters who paid for that, right? And people just said, I'd like to have this permanent place for me to go practice and have a good time and be with like-minded individuals, and it's a place that I belong. And it would be cool if we had some more advanced obstacles that have height. The thing is like 24 feet tall.
It's big.
It's huge.
Yeah,
it's huge. And it's a great way to learn dives, Matty flips, and kind of every combination that would require 24 feet across two boxes. And I want to thank all those people. There was a lot, so I'm not going to name them all, but Thank you very much to everyone who contributed. And the game of FPV, drum roll, was won by no other than F-Core.
Yeah.
Second year in a row, just killed it.
He didn't do it flawlessly though, like he did last year.
Yeah, slipping.
I don't know. People are starting to get his number here. Okay? F-Core slipping up a little, getting a letter.
Yeah, but he took home the trophy. He took home one of the prize packages. I think he got the backpack with all the swag in it. He took home bragging rights and a trip to Bando Invitational.
Yep.
And then Revo was second pilot standing and took home a nice prize package. And then Fuse FPV, who at the beginning of the day was like, I wasn't going to enter. Should I enter? And I was like, yeah, you should enter. It'll be fun. And he walks away coming in third with third choice of the prize pool. I forget what he took, but
I think he took the motors, right?
Did he take the motors? Yeah, so we had like 5 different prize packages, and your placement in the game decided what you could pick first, right? So that way you're not grabbing something or winning something you don't need.
Right.
So yeah, congrats to all the winners. Thank you for everyone who came out. There was people who came out to watch. There's people who were barbecuing. And again, and thank you. Oh, I can't forget. Thank you very much to Blitzer, the president of RC Checkerboard.
Not RC Checkerboard.
I'm sorry,
Chicagoland FPV.
President of Chicagoland FPV, but he's also the president of Checkerbird.
He did? He is? Checkerboard RC? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's kind of, I was like, this guy's been an advocate of freestyle and trying to get it over here, and now they voted him president, so we definitely have the support of that club, and it's very cool to watch this very kind of traditional airplane club embrace drones and give us a home. So if you're in the area for any reason, you must stop at this place and get some packs in, because it's a lot of fun.
And then also need to thank GemFan. GemFan provided us with a very nice prize package to not only give out to the winners, but to give out to the people that showed up to the event. So there were a lot of free choppies going out to everyone there. So thank you very much, GemFan. Thank you, Light FPV, for hooking that up.
Yeah, thanks, Light. And I think that we named everybody. So Broccoli sponsored, Checkerboard, Chicagoland FPV, APV Drone Crew, Jinx threw in some more artwork and a bunch of support.
Prize.
What's that?
And a prize that's going to be held on for Bando Invitational.
So big ups to everyone who participated, and if you didn't make it out to that one, I encourage you, if it's not one of our events, make it out to a real life event. They're a ton of fun, and the more we go out to them, the more that will happen, and there'll be more stuff to do. Next stop is West Coast Throwdown. So Danzy and I are going to make our way out there. So the next big event that I know of is West Coast Throwdown in Oregon. If you're out that way, you guys should definitely be thinking about going out there and having a great time for several days in a beautiful place flying drones.
Yes.
And I think the last thing I just want to say is if you like what we're doing, please donate to the show. On our YouTube page, there's a donate button. We definitely don't need the cash. We will figure out ways to always do this in the events, but having donations of time or money just make it easier for us to figure out how to do things. So if that's something you want to do, feel free. Having said that, that's all I had to go through. Let's get to the heart of the show, which is let's watch some videos.
Let's do it.
And I've thrown everyone's name into the randomizer, which I'm going to put over here. And the randomizer has called out Flexo 3D.
Oh, I believe my man's is in the chat.
Hello, Flexo. Let me grab
He was in here earlier.
He was. Let's see here. Zoom, zoom, zoom. This one's called Just Ripping Around.
Just ripping. I'm just ripping around. Rip.
All right, and I paste it in here, and I go like this, and I send it. All right, so this is the heart of it. You guys watch this, then we'll score it, and then we'll talk about that.
I see something I like in the thumbnail.
Oh, you like that?
If you're doing a stick cam.
I like that too. Oh, 3D. Oh.
3D.
We're all gonna be flying 3D in like 3 years. I'm surprised we're not already. I'm just like, so like the questions in my head are like, what are the mechanics of this? And when you're inverted, is it hard to remember that you need to pull down to go up?
I'd imagine that your tune is very important if you're flying 3D. That's too short, bro.
All right.
That's way too short. We're going to watch it one more time for everybody, and then we'll send out the form.
My face is like,
All right, let's go again. One more time.
You hit the play.
I hit the play.
You hit the play.
I also like the true stick cam.
I do like that because it's easier to see exact positionings. How do you do that?
You need to have your black box log recording, and that's why only 1% of people do this.
Because
it's a huge extra step. Dude, there's so much I like about this video right now. I like the music. I like the way he's flying, and just like, 3D is something that's been around for a long time.
Yes.
But nobody does it. Oh, he hit
the gap. I just realized that. Upside down, he hit the gap. I missed that the first time.
You know what I would like to see? All right. Well, let's get the
out.
Voting form out. That was sick.
Yeah, Flexo 3D, kind of mind-blowing stuff there. All right, in the chat of the YouTube, you folks should click on that link. Tell Flexo 3D what you think.
Yes.
Leave him a comment. Feel free to leave your name on the comment if you want. And then come back here, and we're going to watch this 2 more times because it's exactly a minute long, so we can watch it 2 more times, and we can talk about what Dan has on his mind. I'm kind of speechless on this one.
I wouldn't know how to judge this for difficulty because I've never flown 3D.
If I was voting, I would give it a 5 for difficulty because I don't have the skill at all. I might be able to, like, this is beyond anything I'm able to do today.
Yeah. Well, so I really like that he shot the, knife edge gap thing up front. He's keeping a flowy line.
Yeah.
I mean, he's transitioning between the two fairly well. I mean, I'm sure that if I'm sure it could be improved upon a little, but this is really, really, really nice. I love that he hits this super low gap, and then he comes back and then does it upside down.
Yeah, that's pretty mind blowing.
That is crazy. You know what I would like to see, and I'm sure it's been done, but an inverted orbit. I don't think I've ever really seen anyone do a 3D inverted orbit, and then if you can transition between flipping upside down, right side up and upside down while orbiting. I mean, this is that's totally aspirational stuff, right?
Yeah.
If he caught that transition, it looked like he was going for it, but he did the roll through the gap in the tree, and then it looked like he wanted to continue upside down, but maybe bailed, or maybe that just wasn't what he was thinking at the time. But man,
yeah, I thought of one comment, and it's the same comment I was making. Except for this last part here, which is so good. When he's so low, either right side up or upside down, especially when it's upside down though. Yeah. It's so good. I would say that he stays, or this pilot stays at a very kind of high throughout. And I get why, right? But if a person could apply like the same concepts of proximity through the majority of the flight, it would just increase. There was so much wow there anyways, but
yeah,
it was the last two passes were the most satisfying because, again, it's the same thing. It's like everything's so close. So
yeah, you know what's interesting? The first time on the first viewing, I missed that gap upside down. And I wonder, is it because he wasn't running zero tilt? Because when you went through it right side up, you could clearly see the gap. But then when he was upside down, you couldn't really see the gap that he was going under because you were looking at mostly grass. Ground. It was only because you kind of were able to piece it together. So I wonder, Flexo, are you flying at zero tilt or are you flying with some sort of tilt?
Flexo 3D's up in this, so let us know while we go to your scores.
Let's do it. Let's see what the people had to say. You ready?
All right. Yep.
He's running 15 degrees. So that makes sense. That makes sense. So that is, I guess, the drawback of flying 3D with up tilt is that some of that stuff becomes a lot harder to see. Because when he's flying upside down, that means he's at negative 15 up tilt, or he's at 15 degrees down.
That's even more of a mind screw to me, right? Because now you can't even move your throttle. Yeah, like everything is different when you're right side up and upside down. Like it's not even equidistant spacing from a center point. So kudos Flexo 3D. Thank you very much for this. This is
very impressive.
A lot to
I
think
want to
about.
see more. I want to see more of this.
Yeah, dude. Like, get so mind-blowing that we're all forced to just move over because our throw tricks and like Maddie stuff is too easy. Yeah. And it's just blown away. So intentionality is a 4, speed's a 3.5, difficulty is a 4.5. Variety is a 4, originality is a 5, production's a 3. Je ne sais quoi is a yes. 3D flying literally always gets the je ne sais quoi. Tickled the 3D pickle. You got the back and forth down, brother. Well done. Work on non-straight inverted, if that makes sense. Oh, that does make sense. Working on non-straight inverted, if that makes sense, would be your next path? Question mark. I love watching 3D videos. That would be like long. What is that called? Like turns, like whatever. Smooth turns upside down and then flipping over and because I'm a big fan of like the low cruisy look and then to see that upside down, I think that man, good stuff. Let's see a total. 4, 7.5. What is that? 11.5. No, that's 12. 12, 16, 21, 24, 25 out of 30.
That was a tasty score.
And that was 1 minute of video.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Good stuff, Flexo.
Thank you very much, Flexo 3D. We look forward to seeing.
And I want to shout out Danish Stallion in the chat.
Hello,
also, I saw he's been submitting. He posted a video again recently. And I think he's been out of the game for a little bit, just with some life stuff. But I'm glad to see that he's out flying again some more.
Yeah. Good stuff. Oh, wait, so up next? Always good to hear and see you flying, Danish. I'm looking for Slopey FPVs. This one's called
Slopey again.
Railroad Freestyle at GemFan Hobby.
At GemFan Hobby.
I don't know what that means. Maybe he's just mentioning them, maybe he's at the headquarters of GemFan.
GemFan's headquartered at the train tracks.
Their shipping depot. All right.
It's just like one guy living in an old, like, abandoned.
Just carving out props by hand. He's like, stop giving them away.
Alright, here we go. We got some HD0.
Is this HD0? How do you know this?
The breakup.
That's fair. Does the HD0, where does it record at? The goggle, or does it record like the air, similar to the air unit, where there's an SD card somewhere on board? It must be at the goggle.
I believe it's the goggle.
Right, because there would be no breakup at the...
Right.
What's up?
Forevermore joining us in the chat. What's up, Forevermore?
Hey, Forevermore.
Casey FPV, thank you for the congratulations.
Thanks, Casey. 1 year later, and we're still doing the same shit.
Alright, we are at the 2-minute mark.
All right.
2-minute mark.
That was Slopey FPV. Now, let's go. Here's the voting form. You folks vote. Give Slopey FPV some constructive criticism and a score. We'll watch it for another 2 minutes and meet back here.
Yes. So thank you for submitting a second, or is this third time? I'm trying to remember what his first video was.
Is it playing on your side?
No, I don't have it playing yet.
Okay.
I believe he also had. I believe he was at an office park potentially.
When he was in his car?
HD0 system again. Yeah.
Was he in his car in that one?
I don't remember.
And there was, I think, there was a big opening. I think I know the one that you're talking about.
Yeah. Anyway, so on to this video. I'm not sure what the conditions are on this particular day. But you got a bit of bobbles going on there, especially on your straight and level flight. So your tune is something that you're gonna need to work on. I'm not sure if it's windy, or it could be that his I-term is just a little too high, right? I don't know, something that you may want to revisit.
I wonder if this is even a 5-inch. I can't tell. Well, does HD0? Well, HD0 will fit into a micro, right?
Small, yeah. I mean, they have oops with HD0.
Yeah, because this is
I'm pretty sure
like,
just looking at the props though, that it's 5-inch.
it just looks like it's getting. Like, I saw his shirt flapping, so there's a decent amount of wind, but from a quad performance, I agree with you. From a quad performance perspective, we shouldn't see that much kind of shake.
Right.
So again, don't know what the conditions are, or, how beat up the drone is, or how beat up the props are. I think the observation is we notice bobble. I would say that one thing you want to work on, I kind of think you're working on it, is you're kind of getting this level flight pretty decent. You're running your lines, and that's a really great first thing. Obviously, you want to start getting that lower. But I think the other thing that you want to try too is, once you can do straight level flight, low, like you just did there, on your turn, practice your banking turns, your smooth banking turns, maintaining that same altitude.
Right.
because that'll give you the next level of throttle control. Because I think you're getting pretty good with being low. So the next thing is right there, that turn. Can you keep it low?
Right.
Cool. Let's go to what the people have to say. And
Let's do it.
Not just us yahoos. All right. Intentionality for Slopey FPV is 3. Speed's 3. Difficulty is 3. Variety is 3. Originality is 3. Production is 3. Genesequa, not so much this time. And would love to see you pushing yourself more. Tune looks a little wobbly, which detracts from the video a bit.
Yep.
Maybe do some PID toolboxing. Plenty of resources on black box tuning. PID toolbox, I haven't messed with it too much. Dan, who's a good if you want to learn how to use PID toolbox,
just YouTube PID toolbox.
Oh, just YouTube PID toolbox.
Just YouTube PID toolbox. They have their own channel. There's that. Chris Rosser has some good videos on PID tuning as well that are worth checking out. PID tuning is one of those things that can be very dense, and kind of like almost kind of like abstract in a way, because you're not really 100% sure what these numbers are actually doing.
Right.
But Chris Rosser has couple of explainer videos that really helps put things into perspective. And I want to just circle back here to Slopey, and this scoring and everything here. This scoring is very like low to mediocre, and I wouldn't want you to be discouraged by this. You are and I believe I remember this from last time and from this time as well. It seems like you might be towards the beginning of your FPV journey and you're working on things, and we're recognizing the fact that you're working on your throttle control and staying low to the ground. And
yep.
These are things that are important to learn. So, I'm very happy that you submitted, and I'm happy to see that you're working on these things. Don't let whatever this total tally is to detract from it. It doesn't really matter.
And the other thing too is that this show is about improvement, and so we have some bosses who come in and throw down a video which is like perfect or near next to it, and that's awesome, and we love watching that. I love that they're participating, but I also know that many of them are also still looking to improve and squeak out any kind of feedback. But this scoring form really is beneficial to people who are not at that point, who are at the beginning or middle of their journeys, right? But have reached the point where they're like, I don't know what I should be working on next. So, if you had just started and you were like 3 months in and you were able to score a 30, this show would be useless. And I've always looked forward to when the scoring gets more difficult, because more people are participating and the skill level of everyone's getting higher. So it should get harder to get a higher score over time if we're doing the right things as a community. And so, but first off, thank you very much for submitting. Let's give you your total. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 out of 30. Really good. Awesome.
If I were to challenge Slopey for the next time, when he submits, is definitely push yourself in the freestyle a bit more too. Give us something a little more to chew on. Yeah.
All right. Up next, we have Smudge FPV. The randomizer has chosen. So this one is called Dance with the Gap. Oh, I remember this place. I have so many questions.
Is this the pyramid?
No, you'll see in the thumbnail immediately. This place is hard to forget.
Oh, yes. Yes.
All right, so here we go. This is Smudge FPV Dance with the Gap version 2.0.
I've been wondering what this is. Like, I keep thinking, like, is this like a firing range?
It's a zombie kill. It's a zombie killing ground. Whoa! Okay.
That move was nasty.
That move was ridiculous. What happened there? It was like 3 gaps in 1 roll. That was crazy.
Some nice Matty moves in there.
The sideways rewind. I'm infinitely familiar with that move. Oh, I thought he was going to go for Matty. He thought he was going for Matty. Yeah. That was so sweet.
Oh, there's some good dives.
Yeah, there's some dive gaps right there. Are those ladders on the side?
I would imagine so. Smudge, what on earth, please comment.
Yeah, what is this?
Tell us what on earth this structure is for.
I've never seen anything like this.
I was just thinking to myself, I'd like to see him fly it long ways.
Go.
Here he goes. Go through the whole thing, bro.
It's like, yeah, I have my comments like that. Nice.
Alright, we're at the 218 mark. I'm gonna pause it right there.
That was fun to watch. I forgot I have chores to do here. So this is Smudge FPV. All right.
Looks like he's out there with his kiddo at the zombie apocalypse firing range.
Yeah, this is how they relieve the tension before.
Maybe we're just like so Americanized that this might have like some totally mundane, like, oh, it's fireman training or something, or or no, this is
All right.
sniper towers.
All right, you want to hit play again? The voting form is in the chat.
All right, everybody, get out there. Make sure that you're clicking on the link and voting and giving Smudge your feedback on his video. We're going to play it one more time while you guys get your votes in.
Just give me a reason to keep my heart beating. Don't worry, it's safe.
I'd love to hear your thoughts, Franco.
Yeah. Okay. That opening move was insane. So more of that. That was crazy.
Yeah.
I think that it's how do you maintain your momentum, especially because you're flying around one object, and yes, it's a very interesting object with a lot of holes and gaps and stuff. But I see the pause from movement to movement. Like, it was right there. It's like, here's the move. Wait, I'll point it out to you. Basically, I see you do one move, pause, second move. And I think the next thing aspirationally for you to think about is, how do I maintain momentum off of one trick that loads me into the second trick? And that's what gives that real continuous. Like, there's the pause right there. Pause. Your setup. And your setup is getting shorter, but I want you to think about, how do I control my throttle coming out of a trick so it's setting me up for the next one? I think that's going to really give you that flowy motion. That would be my one big thing to focus on.
And I think, that consistency in motion, kind of what you were talking about, just because to me, I believe I'm seeing you do a lot of these tricks kind of for the first time. Like, you were hinting at it a little bit in the last video, and then now you're really starting to push Matties and things like that. And I think as you progress and just keep doing more and more of them, everything's going to get refined.
I like that. I really like that. The other thing too is, and we started talking about it. I love it. So you're hitting this obstacle, from like kind of one way, right? We're looking at, and then you started approaching it from the other side, and I would say that this obstacle will offer you a lot when you start thinking, what are other ways to approach it? What are other directions that I can approach it from? Even not just like crossways or parallel to it, but also from a altitude perspective as well. Yeah. So lots to think about. What a fun spot.
The one thing that I don't believe I saw any dives in here.
There was that one at
the
one at the beginning, with the incredible amount of gaps through one roll. He actually dives down. It's crazy.
Okay. I do believe that you have room to explore some different dive combinations here too. Mm-hmm. I would love to see that from this spot. I think that's another way to kind of get the most value out of this location. Do we have some scores?
Yes.
Let's take a look.
All right. So we got intentionality 4. Speed 3, difficulty 4, variety 4, originality 3, production 3, Janus quasi yes. The question is, what in the world is this thing? You explored it. Well, you must tell us. You must tell us what this thing is.
Gotta know.
Lots of awesome moves, but also feeling a little rough around the edges. I think this will get dialed in the more you fly. You're gonna be insane soon enough. I shall agree. Yep. All right, let's give you a total, Smudge. 4, 7, 11, 15, 18, 21, 22 out of 30. Nice job, Smudge. Solid score. All right.
And I agree with Danish in the chat. Danish is saying he loves seeing people progress. I do as well.
Yeah. We get genuinely excited. All right, so the randomizer has chosen Timmy Drones as our next video.
All right.
This one is called NH Tall Pines. New Hampshire Tall Pines?
New Hampshire Tall Pines, yeah. That would be my guess. Let's go to the Hampshire. Oh, NH, isn't that a rapper too? You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything.
Nice.
What an interesting spot.
I like how the foliage is so low. Huh.
Nice.
All right.
All right. Thank you, GoPro.
All right.
Let's watch that again. That seemed like a shorter one. Am I wrong?
No. I think that was like a minute long. So we got room.
Let's watch that one again.
This is Timmy Drones.
Yeah, it was a minute 12. We'll watch this one more time, and then we'll get that voting form up there. It's not working out, maybe it's no friend of me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. I have a thought.
Okay.
I definitely have a thought. I'm gonna save though for when people are.
I do have a question though. So, you gotta forgive me. I already forget the name of that video that we featured at the beginning. Not Manovers, it was the other pilot.
And Ehack visuals.
Yeah, that video was so crispy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm imagining this one is shot with a GoPro.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think that it's a upload thing as to why this one is not as crispy looking?
Well, there's multiple things that could be happening. I'm seeing that GoPro logo at the end is making me think that it's using the GoPro app, probably edited on the mobile phone.
Aha.
And I could not tell you what resolution that was uploaded at, and
Got it.
yeah,
That makes sense.
and what bit depth and yada 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 yada. Let's get the voting forms out there.
In the
People,
chat.
if you're watching and if you saw Timmy Drones flight, please let my mans know what you think. Just click on that link, give it a little votey do, and yeah, let's talk about this. So I have a thought. I see, and tell me if you are seeing the same thing that I do. I see someone here that has a grasp on some fairly technical tricks. Inverted yaw spins, maddies, things like that. However, it doesn't seem like they're being linked together. Well, basically, what I'm trying to get at is like to me, it's like, okay, I'm going to do an inverted yaw spin. That's a trick, and then stop. And then there's kind of like a total break in the flow.
Yes.
And until you kind of get ready and decide what your next move is going to be, and that you're prepped for it. So what I would like to see is just getting more comfortable with flowing around a spot like this. Like, this is such an amazing spot to flow around.
What do you mean by flow?
My big thing is keeping consistent motion. Unless that stop in motion is very deliberate. I think about like the Spang guys, how they'll do motion, stop, like hang and do an inverted yaw or whatever, and then break back into doing a bunch of quick motion moves. For me, it's like keeping a consistent form of motion and not breaking that.
I think it's very similar to the comment we gave on the last video, which is like, I see move, pause, move, and I think one way to this is gonna be a weird, I don't think I've ever given this piece of advice before on the show. I think one way you can really work on that constant motion feeling that will help you link your stuff is fly gates, like fly track. If you get into a sim and just load up any of the tracks and just start, and I'm not saying you should become a racer. I'm saying that is a really great way to start training your mind to think of things in a line where, each gate could represent a trick, but it's saying I need to get my drone to move from point A to point B to C, D, E, and F. Mm-hmm. And then you start drilling that motion, and it's all really intentional. And then when you got that skill, then you can take it to freestyle. Now, I'm not saying that you need to be a racer to be great at freestyle, but I'm saying we can learn things from another kind of niche of this hobby and take it and benefit from it. And I think that, because I think what we're talking about here is linkage, right? I see you flying through gate A, then gate B, then gate C. And it would be great to see you start flowing through all those gates. And those gates are, your different tricks. So how do you work on that? And I would suggest, try it for a night or whatever, for a day, just like pick a path and just fly that path.
And we saw, I believe, was it Smudge that flew that pyramid, that crazy pyramid bando? We had the same kind of feedback. It's like, just keep it moving. Yeah. Like, keep it moving, and then figure out what you're going to do within the motion, and don't be like, okay, I landed my trick. Okay, the next trick I want to do is,
right.
Whatever. Like, if you're going to, at least don't be stopped when you're thinking about doing that next trick. Make sure you're in motion.
And that spot that we just looked at reminds me a lot about the church spot outside of Rampage. And in a spot like that, your drone is so small compared to the space between the trees. Mm-hmm. You could probably launch yourself backwards blindly and not hit anything, because there's so much altitude, and it just becomes at that point reaction ability. But those pine spots, because I've flown a couple of them, are really great, because it's like anywhere you go, if you're just keep on moving and flipping and rolling, like, you're automatically going to get close to something, and you can avoid it, and it's going to throw you in another spot where there'll be another obstacle, and it's almost like you can do no wrong.
Right.
So lots of different ways, and you have a lot of resources to, I think if you have access to the spot, that'd be a great spot. And it looked like it was cut on the bottom. So, that's awesome. Yeah. Thank you very much for the submission. Let's take a look at some scores.
Let's do it.
Intentionality 3, speed 3, difficulty 3, variety 3, originality 2, production 3, je ne sais quoi, not this time, and try and increase your camera angle. It will provide more, that's great, great tip. Will provide more speed and will make some of the trick variations a little easier. Good tip. Yeah. Fly with intention. Think of a line you would like to do and execute. The pauses are the main thing standing in your way, but once you start seeing those lines, I know it'll get even better. Good rip. Great comments. Thank you to those commenters. Let's give Timmy Drones total score. 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, 17 out of 30. Not bad. Timmy. Thank you very much, sir. All right. The randomizer has chosen Danish Stallion.
Oh, nay!
Danish Stallion is up next.
I wonder if this is that video that I saw he had just posted after a bit of a hiatus.
Oh, B-Rad's Proving Grounds.
Oh, is that what this is?
FPV freestyle, flowing B-Rad's... I didn't know B-Rad had a Proving Grounds.
Oh, I've seen this video. I have seen this video. So this isn't a new.
Danish has won contests, so I'm going to try to be as nitpicky as possible. Oh, that obstacle's awesome. Yes, please. Nice. Look at this. That's awesome. Oh. There's a lot here. There's a lot going on. Oh. Thank you for the orbit. Yeah, thanks. Definitely wanted that orbit. Oh, okay.
Thank you for the orbit.
Yeah. You can't look at something like, and it was clean too. It was like locked in, so we got that nice 360 effect. World spinning around
I mean, there's such a nice amount of variety and flow, and it's actually really nice to see Danish rip a not bando.
Yeah, like, is this just vacant? Because there's still glass intact on this thing.
I think it's probably just, he's there on a weekend.
It looks like an apartment building now, doesn't it?
To me, it looks like office.
Oh, is it? Okay. That makes sense. This is where B-Rad proves he's the man. And now Danish as well.
He's taking B-Rad's man card from him.
Alright, that's 2 minutes and 11 seconds. Oh, man.
We're just mesmerized.
Yeah.
Mesmerized by
Danish,
that
I'm
one.
gonna give you some feedbacks while everyone
Jinx.
else gives you some feedbacks.
Jinx is in the chat. Yay or nay?
It's active, not just Sundays. Okay.
Just not on Sundays.
Oh yeah. Reading.
Yeah.
Reading.
Yeah, you should learn. You should learn how to do that.
Reading the words. All right. Hit play. All right, everyone should be voting. Oh wait, hold on. Oh.
Start from the top, bro.
Yeah, Melsing. I saw something. I wanted to make sure I see it again. All right. I'm only aware of this because I've noticed a similar challenge myself too. You're flying slower than your camera angle. I'm not saying you should change your camera. I'm definitely not saying that. I think what I'm saying, Danish, is I think you should probably be pitching forward a significant more amount. I can tell kind of where your horizon is.
Lower in the frame, right?
Yeah, and what's happening is when you're coming out of some tricks, it's messing with your altitude, and it's giving you there's no pause coming out of a trick, but you're dipping, and that's hurting a lot of the theme that we've been talking about in the last couple videos, which is movement to movement, like right there, boom. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm seeing the catch, and I think part of that is you're trying to get into a safer, slower position, and it's messing with the feeling of flow. Obviously, you're hitting a bunch of shit. It's all hard, right? But I think don't be afraid of the speed, bro. Like
he's killing this spot, but yeah, I would agree. Like, if there's one thing I could say that Danish, if he wanted to push an aspect further, it would be the speed.
I think
he's got a very nice flowy style, and so
yeah.
he might not necessarily want to be going ultra fast. He may want to just flow it. But I would like to see a bit of aggressive high-speed flying, especially in a tight spot like this.
All right, so that's 216. So, yeah, I noticed that in a lot of videos, the ones that are faster, and it's not always about having people, like, give you kudos and stuff, right? But I just know that people are very much drawn to speed, even in freestyle.
Yep.
You know, so that's just something to be cognizant of. And I would also say, like, you know, your angle, right? It has a look, and I know this because I flew slower than my angle for like 2 years, and then I had to piece it all together. All right, so we should have some scores. Oh, we only have 2. Maybe people are.
We did have a dip down for a moment there, and people are coming back.
Let's start to try to find new random. Yes, forevermore. I think I want it. You should try to fly new random spots.
Absolutely. Going and flying new spots that you're not used to will keep you on your toes, and generally will force you to do things that you wouldn't normally do. The angle of the speed is, so Daniel said speed is always tough, but legit words for sure. And then forevermore is out here talking about the angle of the dangle. And I got to agree.
All right.
Got to put the tingles in the dingles and watch the angle of your dangle.
All right. We got 4 responses. Let's give
do
you a
it.
score, Danish. Intentionality's 4.
Yep.
Speed's a 3.5. Difficulty's a 4. Variety's a 4. Originality's 4.5. Production's a 5. Danish Aquaza, yes. Way to attack. It's active Sundays because you gave it the business. I definitely was digging your flow 100%. I like how you were getting close to objects and free flowing around them with ease. My only advice would be a little bit more precision on snap movements. Yeah, that's a good comment. Will help eliminate some of the overcorrections after snap movements. But well done. I enjoyed this flight. Whoever wrote that, that's a really well thought out comment. Thank you very much for that. Ready for your total, Danish?
Let's do it.
You Danish, you 5:15:20? Wow. Really? Wow.
That's fast for 15:20, it seems.
Yeah, you're flying
Right?
fast for 15. I'm trying to think. If he flies 15:20 and the horizon is still Danish, your HD camera matches your FPV cam? What's up, Bugs? All right, let's give you a total. Intentionalities of 4, 7.5, 11.5, 15.5, 20, 25, 26
Ooh,
out of
that's
30.
tasty.
That's a nice score.
Ooh,
I like that
getting-
score.
It's getting hot in here. I think you gotta hit him with that fire.
All right. Nice job, Danish. Always
Nice
good to
stuff,
see you
Danish.
flying. I cannot wait to fly with you again, my friend. All right. Up next, the randomizer has chosen average FPV. Average. This one is called 250 Tuned Sunset Flight 1-pack.
Danish was saying he's always 5 degrees more on GoPro. I have heard of people doing that before. I'm curious, what is the theory behind that of doing the 5 extra degrees or so, of flying a different angle on your GoPro versus your camera?
That would make it even harder to make sure that like your cross-coordinated rolls and stuff were even more centered.
Yeah.
You would have to decrease
You have
the
to
angle.
overcorrect in your feed,
Right.
in order to get a perfect
Yeah,
rotation.
so that the same thing
issue
you're
with-
seeing, because what you're seeing is always going to be different than what the camera sees. So you would have to learn how to do it. And I think that's what the last comment in terms of like accuracy, and no overcorrecting and like how tight things look. Maybe something to think about. All right, up next we have average FPV,
Let's do it.
250 tuned.
Ooh, is he flying? Yeah, he's flying the Umagod 250.
It's a nice B-roll at the front end there.
Et tu ne vis que pour les caméras, les appareils photos.
We got some hay bales.
Tu ne vis que pour les miroirs, le
What a pretty place.
les autres et le Chanel Co. Et tu
Oh,
fais
this place looks very relaxing.
Yeah, with this French like
I dig it.
jazz
I love the
track. Yeah.
I love the vibe here. Yeah, it's a good vibe. I've noticed that about average FPV stuff. Like he's good at
A vibe.
capturing a
Good
vibe
at having a vibe.
with a spot and the music. Because the last video that I saw from average FPV was on the show, and he was in like the courtyard of a office or maybe a apartment complex kind of thing. It was very tight. So I like that he's, and it had a different vibe, that's for sure.
I actually really like this song.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to gonna have to peep the link afterwards here and figure out what this track is. Add that to my Spotify's.
I was thinking today, you know, because I think on the last 2 days I've been thinking about how can, you know, I improve and you know, what makes a really great FPV freestyle video, and I would think that like one of the first two elements, oh, it's not for me it's always second, but I think if I wasn't me, what would be the first element? It's like finding a great track that matches the flight and that kind of sets you on your journey of creating the YouTube video.
Yeah.
So I really like that. All right, so
man, he's doing okay, so it's a 250, but I don't think it's under 250 grams because he's running, to me it seems like he's running the full-size air unit. Because he's got the dual antennas there. Interesting.
All right.
Just an observation.
Voting form is in the chat. You folks go vote. I'm going to enjoy this video again. Sunset flight.
I'll start it over. Here we go. Ready?
Okay. Yep. Or maybe that's a what do they call it when you take apart an air unit?
Decasing.
Yeah. Maybe it's a decase. A naked, yeah.
I don't know if I mean, I'm sure somebody's done a naked air unit, but I don't think that's something that people commonly do.
They were doing it before the Vista.
They were?
Yeah, people were like cramming them and trying to cram them into micros and stuff. Because I remember being on the DJI Facebook page, people were like, "You need the heat sinks. You can't do that." Blah blah blah.
I think, you know, one bit of feedback. First of all, this, you saying it's tuned. This thing looks like it's flying really well.
Right, because this is the
DVR, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good job. Good job with that.
You know, one of the things, you know, consistently, I would say you're like 5 feet above the ground and above, maybe even 6 to 8 feet above the ground. And I'd love to see more, you know, just getting close to the ground, especially on a day like this where you have that sun behind you. You know, I always love to take those opportunities to see how close I can get my quad to the shadow. You know what I mean? When you see your quad shadow on the ground, chasing it, it's so satisfying, and it's such a good measure of how close you are to the ground.
Yeah, I think it's the same comment. Proximity to things.
He is hitting some gaps and stuff there. I mean, obviously you can always hit more gaps. You can never have enough gaps. But yeah, height. Overall height. Which is something that this, from what we've seen from Average before, which has always been in an office park type of situation, this is something very different. And I know that Average has the throttle control to be flying low to the ground. It's just an opportunity I wish I would have seen captured here. And it's a 3-minute video. There's a whole nother minute left in this flight. It might be in there. I just didn't see it.
He's just crushing the corn gaps in the last 20 seconds.
You gotta crush the corn gaps, bro.
Crush the corn gaps. All right, let's give you a score average. Great video, thank you. Intentionality 3, speed 4, difficulty 3, variety 3, originality 3, production 3. Dennis a quad point, yes. Not a fan of DVR, but buttery flight. Fire. Cool. Average FPV, let's give you your total. That's 3, 7, 10, 13, 16, 19, 20. Nice. 20 out of 30. Not bad.
Nice.
Nice job.
Solid.
Solid score. All right. Up next, the randomizer has chosen Zulu.
Zulu. Dude, a lot of Frenchies.
We're hot
lot
in
of
France.
Frenchies.
We're hot in France, my friend. So hot.
I think we must have some sort of like kindred spirit.
Like Hasselhoff.
Let's go
Big,
here.
big in Germany, man. This one's called. I don't speak French. I don't want to even hate. Something. Long time no see. I'm gonna hack. Just two Americans butchering another language.
Hey, listen. I appreciate France. You know what? You know how much I appreciate France? I appreciate France. I've never been, but I love drinking a good glass of pastis.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something else, like I eat French fries every week.
I'm not that American.
Because that's what I was gonna say.
I'm first generation American. No, I love drinking pastis. I love anise flavored liquors.
Hey, this is the spot with the tree on the tree.
The tree on the tree?
Yeah, it's he just passed it. He just went over it and he just split S it. There it is. See the little treetop on top of the little flat treetop? Yes, thank you. That's nice. It's behind us now. And we'll see it now. Oh, you can't see it from that angle. There it is. Sounds like
I
it.
feel like, yeah, that Cali Tuna voice is like really hard to miss.
These be the problems that we face. I'm
Can
talking
you imagine
poverty
having a
and race,
voice
but no
like
matter
that?
what the case, we
Like,
gotta.
Yep.
and the regular?
Yeah, I think of a lot of like iconic singers that I'm like, yeah, they could just wake up in the morning and sound like that. That's
They just have that incredible voice.
yeah, like Chris Cornell. I was like,
I'm stuck with this nasally garbage mess of a voice.
just croon. They could just croon whenever they want.
Yo, I'm the first candidate to hate. Had to beat on
Fuse out here speaking French in the chat, wee wee.
Oh man, there's gaps in there. There's gaps in that canopy. Lulu. I like the song. I gotta listen to more J5.
I don't even know, like, is J5 still a thing?
I don't know.
It's been a while. They're old school.
All right, that was 2 minutos, and man, this spot's fun. Zulu FPV, and I'm gonna prepare this form. Copy. All right, and we'll play
Let's
that one
do it.
again. You guys go vote.
Prisoner, Hollywood visitor, dance for
Let's
cats.
do this from the top. Come on.
Hey, what are we calling it? A boost up?
A boost up.
Yeah. I gotta write that.
That's what I call it.
I gotta write that down.
That's one of my favorite moves to do. You just kind of like boost up and just try to like get a little bit of hang time close to something above you. So satisfying when you can get close enough to kiss it.
I think that, when we had that conversation on the ride home from Rampage, or some point, I think it's also really cool when you boost up into a thing, and then it's like you see the, like if it's a gap that you boosted up through, you see the gap, like you go through it backwards, it's like you see it, like you're slowing down through an obstacle. I think that's a really neat look, and I'm writing it down in my trick notes to find a place to boost up.
You could do it at the checkerboard field.
Yeah.
Inside the double tall dive gate. I actually was having a lot of fun doing that, boosting up, and then you come back, drop down, and you can do combinations out of it. Manning out, whatever.
I'm gonna make my way out there in the next couple days. Zulu, talking about your video, there's definite gaps in these trees, and I think that gaps in the canopy that will allow you to get some vertical diving, which I think would add some spice. So we see a lot of like horizontal, and you're hitting a lot of the horizontal gaps, and I think that we can expand the vocabulary a little bit by like diving through.
You also got those dingles in the corner, bro. You gotta scale up your video to get rid of those dingles. It's like one of my biggest things. If you could see the GoPro mount in your video, just scale it up to get rid of them.
All right, we're waiting for folks to get back from the voting form. Zulu, I don't know if this is in France, right?
I believe. I mean, it could be in French Guiana. It could be.
It's true.
He could be part of the French Foreign Legion somewhere in another part of the world. I'm pretty sure it's in France.
Cool. All right.
Good story.
So, kind of getting a little later here. So, not as many votes in the form, but we should probably continue to press on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, intentionality 4.5, speed 4, difficulty 3.5, variety 4, originality 4, production 3.5, Genesis quasi yes, buttery flight, but it's the fisheye edges for me. Fisheye edges.
It's a DJI Action 2 ultra wide.
This is?
This was ultra wide. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. That's very polarizing, that view.
It is very polarizing. I liked it, then I didn't like it. Now I'm unsure. I've chosen not to fly with it. I've chosen just to do the wide.
Yeah, because why alienate any of your audience, right? You know.
True.
Is the gain of it enough?
I'm a believer in you do you. You know, I never thought of it that way. For me, I guess for me it was kind of how I was used to seeing my own videos. And I've been doing super view for all these years, and then to all of a sudden go ultra wide. I don't know. F-Core did mention something that I thought that was interesting about the ultra wide, and that was when he started flying ultra wide, he realized he had to start getting closer to things in order for it to look good in his videos. And then when he would go back and fly like his session or go back and fly in wide, he found that he was so used to flying very close proximity to things. So
wait,
it's an interesting thought.
So wait, I don't understand the comment then.
He challenged me to fly ultra wide in order to force myself to get closer to things, because when you have an ultra wide field of view, everything seems further away. And so that's what Jason says he does, F-Core. He flies ultra wide, and then periodically he'll switch back to a session, which is only super view. And he's like, oh, I've noticed that now I'm flying way closer to things than I ever had before.
But I mean, you're not flying through the HD lens. You're flying through the FPV feed,
but
right?
But he was compensating for the ultra wide, so he was forcing himself to fly closer.
Oh, I get it. So, but the other way, if you don't, you could just force yourself to.
You could. You could just force yourself, but
Just force yourself.
I guess the ultra wide thing is a way of forcing yourself.
It would punish you if you're not actively doing it. Understood. Austin Inspired, hello. I heard that you got some spots. That's what a birdie told me.
Yo.
All right.
Let's give him a tally.
Tally. 4, 8, 12, 17, 21, 25, 26 out of 30. Nice score. Nice score.
Hold on here.
So I know the signs now.
Hold on
Foo.
here. Foo. Do you know how to say fire in French?
That's what it was.
Hit him with the foo.
It's ridiculous. Oh my gosh.
I hope that's somewhat close to correct, Zulu.
Oh my gosh. I really hope so
best.
too. I really hope so
Trying to be
too.
worldly.
Otherwise, it really doubles down on like Americans and terrible habits. I'm talking about fried potatoes, and we would then be mispronouncing fire in their language.
Don't blame me, blame Google.
Yeah, we're really going for the gold on this stream here. All right. All right, so the last submitted video for the evening is from none other than Forevermore.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Forevermore, always entertaining. I'm looking forward to
One
this.
pack, 4 supercritical. I love that it's specific.
Ooh.
Specific for our live stream.
Hell yeah.
It's just him flipping the bird at us for 2 minutes. This is different.
Ooh.
This is different. Hey-o.
Good vibe, good time for the good guy. Good vibe, good time for the good
Okay,
guy.
look at
Good
him
vibe,
getting
good time for the
closer.
good
I
guy.
know.
Getting a lot closer to things.
Just like in it. Like this is a whole different steez here.
Yes, this is his spot though, right? This is the spot we can see him fly a good amount. Right? This is the one with that crazy ugly tree. Ugly awesome tree.
Is that
I'm not sure.
To all my self-made, independent, real women. Real hair, real fingernails, still hitting. And real titty, cause a fake titty feel different. Yeah, I thought I left, but I'm back with it. Been cooking up a vibe.
Yeah, this is the place where they park. They're good to park only in like the middle of it.
Ooh, I like the way he timed. I like the way he timed the. Yeah, there's that ugly tree.
Oh my gosh. Ah! It's like the upside down.
Good time for the good guy. Goodbye, 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 good time for the good guy. They said the good die young, what it look like. They said the thing go wrong till it put right. Goodbye.
Forevermore, what's the angle, man? What's the angle on the FPV? And the HD camera.
I feel like he's flying in.
Right
Doesn't
here.
look like super view to me. This looks like almost looks like linear.
Yeah. I'm not against it. It's just different looking. I couldn't pinpoint it. It definitely has a different. It looks different.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of those like little V gaps at the bottom of some of those smaller trees.
Forevermore, did you put out a flag? You see, there's a Forevermore flag in the ground.
No, was there?
Right there, right there. By the cars.
Alright, I'm gonna look out for it. I'm gonna look out for it.
It's like a tiny one. It's super cute.
Oh hell yeah! That's awesome.
Stake it down. I'm flying here. I own this. I own this now. There's
I
always
want to go fly. I want to go fly with Forevermore.
yeah, there's always something to enjoy. All right, that was 2
Yeah.
minutes and 39 seconds. Let me set up this voting form, and then you folks can tell Mr. Forevermore what you think of his video. Let me spell that right. Forever. There's a space. I know it looked weird. There we go. All right.
Forevermore in the chat was saying, "I get close to that ugly tree just for dad bod."
Yeah, dude. It gives me a weird feeling. It's like, gosh, yeah. It's so. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of pretty trees, and that is abhorrent. All right, you guys.
It's abhorrent, he says.
All right, you folks go vote, and we'll watch this again. Furthermore, I really appreciate you doing this intro section here. It's so different than it's like
what we've typically seen.
Yeah, super tight proximity.
Goodbye, good time for the good guy. Goodbye, good time for the good guy.
And just really
good time for the good guy. Goodbye, good time for the good guy.
It's like super ultra control. We don't get that for the whole video. I definitely see forever more stylings on this.
He doesn't have that the vision.
Yeah, the wolf vision.
The wolf vision that we normally get.
This tree right here, that one that just passed on our left.
Yeah.
There's some good stuff in there. So 1520, like, wait, 1520, like, there's certain moments here where we're just like, you're throttling, and I'm seeing ground, and I'm wondering, is that what you're seeing? Oh, look at that thing. It's like I can feel it in my throat.
Forevermore, I want you to fly through that thing. I want you to.
It's making my teeth hurt.
I gotta say though, I do appreciate the fact that like right off the bat he started flying a lot lower and closer to things. I think like this is something that you should try and make a habit.
Yeah, the more you do it, and I think you'll be able to, because when you're higher up, you're flying faster. But I think the more you go this low through the gaps, bottom of the trees, up to the top, I love it. And I think I just like being all of it.
There's the variety, right? Of also, like there, going up and down the trees.
And it was like there's so much of the obstacle. There is one thing though, for constructive criticism. There's like moments when you're like around the ground, right? Not here on sort of like. It's like that's why I asked what your angle was, because like, it's all ground. I don't know why. Like why that is. I can't figure out, because it's not prevalent throughout. It's only like certain sections where I'm like, why is that it doesn't click. I'm wondering. That's why I was wondering, is there a difference in the angle between the two?
It could be cropping from a little bit of stabilization too.
Yeah.
Could be that. It could be.
That makes sense. Okay. Forevermore. Our final
Forevermore in the chat. Wolf Vision is a tool, not the tool. Dude, Forevermore.
That's funny.
We need to go out to the East Coast and fly with Forevermore. That'd be fun.
Forevermore, where are you again? What state are you in? Let me know in chat. All right. So we only got 2 votes, but that's okay. We're getting late in the hour here. We're gonna go.
We appreciate you submitting Forevermore.
Always. It's always fun.
Yes.
Intentionality is a 3.5. Speed's a 3.5. Difficulty is a 3. Variety is a 3.5. Originality is a 3.5. Production's a 3.5. Je ne sais quoi is 100%. And let's give you a total score through all these halves. 3.5, 7.
He's in Delaware. Okay.
10.5, 13.5, 16, 17, 20 and a half, 21 and a half. 21 and a half.
Nice.
Nice score, buddy. Thanks Forevermore. I love it. I could see you improving, and that's the shit. That was it. That was all the videos we had submitted. for tonight's show.
Yeah, shout out to everyone that submitted. We really appreciate it.
And if you've ever submitted today or ever, we really appreciate it. Danzy, I just want to say it's been really, really fun doing this show for the last year. So
I can't believe that's crazy.
It's crazy. It's been, I would say it's been pretty life-changing doing the show. And I'm happy that we had a chance to like continue to do this like as a team here. And welcome, Jinx. It's great to have you on board officially. Your over is down, but that's it. And yeah, we will catch you on the next one. On the flip side.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you very much.
All right.
Bye.